What is up, dudes? Lady dudes, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. I have been away for the last week, and if you didn't know, Konami dropped a ton of new cards, a ton of new support in the game, just in general. And I promised you guys I would get that information out as soon as I could once I got back. But I can't do it all in one video. It's literally like impossible. It would literally be like 45 minutes to an hour for one video. There's so much stuff. I'm going to break it up into 3 different sections based on the kind of cards they are, the kind of support that they are, and then we will take it from there. So the first one is kind of older deck support, older archetype stuff support, and the first stuff here is Assault Mode support. Crazy. Assault Mode support. So first we have Assault Mode 0 right here. It's a quick play spell card. Both effects are hard once per turn, but not only once per turn, so you can use both in the same turn, right? Only once per turn. Yep, so you can use both in the same turn. First effect says tribute a synchro monster, then special summon from your hand a monster whose name includes the tributed monster's name. And this counts as being summoned by Assault Mode Activate, which is solid. So, but it's only from hand. It's not from deck, which is meh. Second effect says during your main phase you can banish this card from your graveyard to set one Assault Mode Activate from your hand or deck, and if you do, it can be activated this turn. I don't know if that's a good enough effect that warrants, Foolish Burial Goods or what, but that seems like a better version than the first effect, like a better, situation. Alright, so interesting. We got our new quick play. We also have a card here, Assault Reboot, which is a normal trap, and 2 once per turn effects. Tribute 1 Assault Mode monster. Special summon a different Assault Mode monster with a different name from your deck in defense position, ignoring its summoning conditions. Also, you can banish this card from your grave, then target any number of cards with different names in your graveyard that are either Assault Mode Activate or cards that list Assault Mode Activate in their text, except for this card, and shuffle them into the deck. So you don't get to draw, which is kind of tough. If that lets you draw one card, that'd be so much better. But sometimes just shuffling is nice for follow-up plays because you don't want to play too many Assault Mode bricks in your deck. So once you go through them, they're kind of gone, and if your opponent is able to out the monster you summoned, you do want to be able to at least shuffle those back to at least give yourself a chance to be able to possibly pull them out again and set up next turn if your opponent is able to out you. So not a terrible card. It's just kind of one, it's a trap, so that's kind of iffy. You already have to set up the first Assault Mode monster just to get a different one out. So iffy card all around. This card right here is actually pretty good. So Assault Mode Reflector is a level 1 Dark Psychic Tuner with 400 attack, 300 defense. Both of the effects are hard once per turn. The first one says on normal or special summon, add an Assault Mode Activate or one card that lists Assault Mode Activate in its text from your deck to your hand. So that could literally be Assault Mode Activate. That could be Assault Mode 0. That could be Assault Reboot. I don't know if that counts as the Assault Mode monsters, but I think it might because they say can only be summoned by Assault Mode Activate. So he literally searches any of 6 or 7 different cards in your entire deck. That's right. He's your best normal summon now because he's so versatile at he just gives you whatever you're missing from your hand, the one piece. Also, you can reveal 1 Assault Mode Activate in your hand to target 1 monster in your graveyard that lists the card Assault Mode Activate in its text, except for this card, and special summon it, and if you do, increase its level by up to 4. That's pretty good because you could bring... It doesn't avoid the summoning conditions, so I don't think you can bring back an Assault Mode monster, but I guess Assault Wolf, or that one card that searches Assault Mode Activate, you could bring him back and up him by 4, make a Synchro level 9 right then and there. It's a nice little get some stuff back from grave. I'm into it for sure. And then the last Assault Mode support card is TG Halberd Cannon. Assault Mode. Jeez, 4,500 attack, 4,500 defense, level 12 Earth Machine. Cannot be normal to summon or set, must be special summoned by the effect of Assault Mode Activate. You can only use each effect of this card's name once per turn. First effect, when your opponent would summon a monster, quick effect, negate that summon, and if you do, banish that monster and all special summon monsters your opponent controls. Jesus Christ. That's insane, dude. When this card on the field is destroyed, You can target one TG Halberd Cannon in your graveyard and special summon it, ignoring its summoning conditions. Okay, so this card's really good. The problem is just what it takes to get it on field. Not only do you need the materials to make TG Halberd Cannon, but you also need the materials to also get yourself an Assault Mode activate with Halberd Cannon to get this guy out. If you get him out, you're probably in a pretty good situation. He's pretty powerful. He kind of just shuts down entire decks, certain decks entirely. But anyway, moving on, we do have some Super Quantal support. We have Super Quantal Mech Beast Luster X. Dang. He's a rank 7 Light Machine Xyz monster, 2,700 attack, 1,900 defense. He takes any 2 level 7, so he is generic just like the other ones. If this card has no Xyz materials, it cannot attack. Okay. Once per turn, you can detach one Xyz material from this card, then target one effect monster on the field, negate that monster's effect until the end of the turn. If this card has Super Quantum White Layer as X material, you can activate this effect during your opponent's turn. So, if you used White Layer to make him, this is a quick effect. So this is like a Veiler, essentially, a walking 2,700 Veiler, or impermanence, whatever you want to say. So that's actually pretty good, because I'm assuming most of the time you're going to be making it with White Layer. Most of the time. The other effect says, once per turn, during your main phase, you can attach one Super Quantum monster from your hand or field to this card as material. So you can't just keep replacing those materials, so that if you're in a grind of your match and your opponent is in a situation where they're just trying to force your materials off of this card so you can't negate anything else, then, and you can't attack, that's one thing, but this kind of negates that, where once per turn you just summon a monster and give yourself that monster again. Pretty cool. I'm into that. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think it's a pretty good card. That works nice with the new support. And we also have a Super Quantal Link monster. It's a Link 3, unfortunately. I believe that is going to be the downfall of this card. That should it have been a Link 2, we might be looking at something much, much better. Anyway, True Super Quantal Mech King Blaster Magna. Okay. Link 3 Light Machine Link Effect Monster. 2,500 attack with a bottom left, bottom right, and bottom arrow. So open up 3 zones from the extra monster zone. Really nice. Materials takes any 2 plus effect monsters, including a Super Quant. So that's pretty nice that you can play possibly another just good engine with the Super Quants just to help yourself flood the field a little better. You could play just like a level 7 that gets itself on board to help make that rank 7 easier. And all you need is 1 Super Quant as material to make this. That's interesting. Its third effect is a hard once per turn. First effect says this link summon card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. That's not bad. If a Super Quant Xyz monster with a different name from monsters you control is special summoned from the extra deck to a zone this card points to, draw 1 card. That's not a once per turn either, so if you're able to just keep spamming out the mechs, you just draw more and more cards, which is kind of nice. That's a nice little draw effect. I do like that. Because you're not summoning this if you can't summon anything under it. So if you're summoning this, you're assuming you're summoning something under it as well, which means if you summon this, you're drawing a card at least. And then hopefully you'll be able to draw a card every turn, being able to summon a mech every turn, hopefully. Third effect says if an Xyz monster that this card points to is destroyed by battle or card effect, opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 Super Quant monster with the same attribute as that monster's original attribute straight from the deck. So it floats for your mechs. I'm guessing your opponent's going to try and get this off the field first so that you won't have your zone, so you will be floodgated into your 1 extra monster zone if they can, but that's not a bad float effect if they aren't able to get through him with like your little protection effect of being protected by destruction by card effect, and they can't out it other ways. You do punish them for outing your other mechs. So once you set up that kind of board, I feel like you're probably in a really good position to win here. And then our last 3 cards, we got 1 card for 3 different archetypes. These are all poop cards. Like these, I don't even want to go over these honestly. But we do have Dangerous Fright for Night Mary, the Dark Fiend fusion monster, new Fright for fusion. Level 10, 2,000, 3,000 are the stats. Takes 1 Edgent monster and 2 Fluffle monsters. Starts off by gaining 300 attack for each fairy and fiend in your graveyard during your turn. So not during your opponent's turn, but during your turn, it'll be at least 2,900. That's if the only fiends and fairies in your graveyard are the 1 edge imp and the 2 fluffles. So if you actually did another play on top of this, you're looking at easily like closing in on 4,000, which is pretty crazy. When this fusion summon card destroys a monster by battle, you can send a number of Fright, Fluffle, and or edge imp monsters from your deck to the grave equal to the level of the destroyed monster. Equal to the level? What if your opponent just had a level 4 monster? You kill it, you can just Foolish Burial 4 different monsters? And some of them have graveyard effects. What the hell? That's crazy. And it also is going to buff her by 300 for each one you send. When an opponent's card effect that targets this card on the field is activated, you can banish a Fright for a monster from your extract to negate the activation. So your opponent can't target it because you're just going to negate. Dang, that's crazy. None of these are hard ones returns. None of them really should be. Wow, this card's kind of crazy. I don't know how good it is. It's because it does rely on the battle phase to really be as useful. But honestly, if you're in a sort of simplified game state and you like guarantee get over something, why not just make this and just like gain all that advantage? That's crazy. And then we have a Cloudian card. Yep, it's 2019. 2019, we're getting some Cloudian support. Crazy. Cloudian Aerosol is a normal spell. It has 2 effects, but you can only activate one of those effects per turn. The first effect says you can discard a Cloudian monster to target one face-up monster on the field and put fog counters on it equal to the level of the monster discarded. So, they do have a level 8 Cloudian, so you can discard that level 8 Cloudian to put 8 fog counters onto the one. So there's one monster that pretty much works exactly like Venus, the creator of Venus or whatever, the fairy. And she literally detaches. It removes a fog counter from the field to summon a fog boy, little fog guy, little dust token. These little guys, and they're like level 1 normal monsters or whatever. So you literally just attach 3, summon 3 tokens, 3 normal monsters, I should say. Link them away, link up. Link Spider, link Reboot up into your ladder. Then you use the effect 3 more times because you have 8 tokens, or 8. Counters to get 3 of them back from the graveyard. Link away, link away, link away. Do it 2 more to get 2 more back from the graveyard, and you summon 9 monsters that turn. And that's because it's not a hard one's return, and I believe it summons from hand, deck, or graveyard. So busted. That combo's busted. Like, I think like you're still gonna struggle consistency wise with Cloudians, but I think it's a fun deck that you could just go online with, and should you open up that combo and your opponent has no way to stop it, you just win. Even if they have Ash, the Ash stops 1 summon, but it's not once per turn, so you just go, okay. And then you just summon again, over and over again. Ash does nothing. Crazy. It's actually pretty crazy. The second effect does say you can banish this card and a Cloudian monster from your graveyard to special summon 1 Cloudian monster from your deck, which is a nice little follow-up play because, 1, that's not restricted in any way. Whatever Cloudian monster you summon, so they do have a big boss monster one that you could just pull out. And you're going to link off that Cloudian anyway, that first Cloudian you started with anyway, so that's not a big deal. Just to get a free, starter, another Cloudian. Pretty good, I think. This card's pretty good support. I mean, should Cloudians get more support? Maybe we're looking at something interesting, but if this is the only card, I think it makes them spicy, but nothing more than spicy. And then the last card, possibly the most relevant. Really? Is it the most? Yeah, this is the most meta relevant. Yeah, for sure. Card here. This is MADOLCHE Teacher Glass Souffle, a new Xyz monster. It's not rank 3. I know everybody wants the rank 3, but we still might get the rank 3. I mean, I wasn't sure if we were going to get any MADOLCHE support after Pudding Sis, and now we've got a second card. Maybe we have a rank 3 coming too. That's an XYZ set. Dark Neostorm, so who knows. But anyway, Glass Souffle is a rank 4 Earth Fairy, as you'd expect. 1800 attack, 2500 defense, so big booty, okay attack, but that's not what it's for. Materials takes 2 level 4 MADOLCHE, so it is locked into MADOLCHEs. And both of its effects are hard once per turns. The first effect says Quick Effect. You can attach 1 material from this card, then target 1 MADOLCHE monster. For the rest of this turn, that monster becomes unaffected by monster effects other than its own. Okay. Second effect, if a Madolche card is sent to your graveyard while this card is in the monster zone, you can shuffle up to 2 cards from the graveyards back into the deck. This is a solid-ass card because Madolches are one of those decks where they go second and they've got a chance to OTK, either on that first turn or maybe on the next turn. But going first, they don't even want to set up their stuff because none of their stuff is good going first stuff, so they just get like ripped apart so easy. So you put these resources into your turn 1 board and you just get shredded because you have no like protection, no disruption, nothing. This is some disruption. It's not the best disruption, but it is some. So the second effect triggers off the first effect, I believe. So when you detach one of your Madolche monsters and send it to the graveyard as material for cost, that will trigger because a Madolche monster is being sent to grave while it's in the monster zone, which allows you to then shuffle that monster that you detached into the graveyard, and also something in your opponent's graveyard back into the deck. This will in turn hit your ticket. You have a fairy on board, so ticket will actually let you search whatever you want, right? You also, if you have your Chateau on the field, Chateau will get you a search as well. Like, this is just so good. Actually, I'm not sure if, I can't remember. I think one of them triggers differently. But still, you're getting at least a plus off this. Like, you're literally plussing, making sure there's no cards in your graveyard for putting Sis next turn, and you're like DD crowing something from your opponent's graveyard. So you have like a little disruption, a little plus, and a little bit of setup for next turn, all in one, and a little bit of protection, because this, you'll probably make this card unable to be unaffected by monster effects, and in that case, she's 2500 booty, unaffected by monster effects. Some decks won't be able to deal with that, straight up. So pretty good card, straight up. Like, you know, I think this is kind of what Madolche's needed, that Madolche's have a way to play going first now. It's not amazing, it's pretty good, but it's something. It's something you can do to disrupt if you also have a hand trap in hand. That also goes with this card. Like, combine like a impermanence with this card, and you've got a little bit of disruption. You got a DD. It's like having a DD Crow and an impermanence while also having a big booty monster unaffected by monster effects. Like, some days are going to struggle to get through that kind of board. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I love this card. I really can't wait for putting Sis in this to come out. Can't wait to play Madolche's. And yeah, guys, let me know what you think of this new support. Let me know if you're a big Assault Mode player, Super Quant player, Cloudian, still makes me laugh, Fright for Fluffle, and Madolche. Let me know how you think these cards affect your deck that you play, because the only deck I play out of these is really Madolche. So I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, subscribe for more. And yeah, I look forward to the rest of the support, videos coming out in just a hot minute. So there you go. Peace out.